Guys, have you ever wondered why it is that some of your favorite celebrities, may it be actors, musicians, any other kind of celebrity, always seems to stay in amazing shape? And though they are not always under the supervision of personal trainers or personal chefs, yes, if they want to prepare for a role and they want to get into exceptional shape, then they hire personal trainers. And yes, then they have to follow a rigid nutrition plan just for the sake of simplicity. Especially if they are in the process of shooting a movie where they have to focus their full attention on giving their best performance for the big screen. They don't have time to prepare meals, they don't have time to focus on long, lengthy workouts or on um, spending hours in the kitchen. And yes, at that point, they do hire people to provide them of meals and to give them a training routine, but that is only to get into exceptional condition. What if you just want to look good? If you just want to have like a Hollywood type of physique where carry just the right amount of muscle mass, have just the right amount of leanness that is still attractive and is manageable. How is it that these guys do that? And the thing is, guys, there are two main factors on why celebrities always seem to stay in amazing shape. The first important factor is nutrition. A lot of people are under the misconception that you always have to eat clean, natural, unprocessed foods in order to stay at a low body fat percentage. And while it is true that these foods tend to be on the lower calorie side, which allow you to stay leaner due to these foods containing fewer calories, calories is the key word here. There are no bad or good foods for weight loss. There are no magical foods that will cause you to lose or gain weight. However, the most important thing is calories in versus calories out. And there is a system called If It Fits Your Calories, based on If It Fits Your Macros, which simply means that if you know how many calories you need in order to maintain your weight, if you eat accordingly, you will maintain your weight. If you want to lose fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit, and if you want to gain muscle, you'll have to eat in a calorie surplus combined with performing a properly designed resistance training program. And that is actually the secret on how to get in shape, on how to stay in shape for the rest of your life. Being aware of how many calories you need on a daily basis and eating accordingly. Eating according to that specific calorie target. And like I said, if you want to lose weight, if you have a lot of weight to lose, you have to calculate how many calories you need on a daily basis. And you create a calorie deficit by eating fewer calories. And that's pretty much it, guys. If you respect those guidelines, no matter what kind of foods you eat, you will lose weight. However, the caveat is that you have to eat enough protein in order to preserve muscle mass and maximizing a favorable body composition when it comes to weight loss. Because when you eat enough protein and perform resistance training, your body builds and holds on to muscle when being in a calorie deficit, which means that the majority of the weight that you will lose will come from fat, allowing you to end up with a sharper, more athletic, and more aesthetic physique. So, how do you do that? Well, there are complicated ways to calculate your calorie requirements, which you can find online through calorie calculators. But the most simple way to know what your maintenance level of calories is to take your body weight in pounds and multiply that by 15. This is a rough estimation of how many calories you need, but I've noticed with most people that it does seem to fall somewhere along that range of the outcome. And if you want to lose weight, create a 20% calorie deficit in order to slowly lower your food intake and to lose fat at a moderate pace without starving yourself, without getting burned out, without going into extremes, because fat loss is a gradual process and it's better to start out with a moderate calorie deficit where you can manipulate your calories even further along the way depending on how fast you reach plateau. But that's pretty much the only thing you have to do. Calculate how many calories you need. If you want to lose weight, create a calorie deficit. Start with 20% deficit. Eat enough protein, and that's it. Obviously, I do advise that about 75 to 80% of the calories that you eat come from healthy, nutritious, and natural foods because they allow you to eat more as they contain fewer calories. They allow you to eat a larger volume of food, and they contain a lot of micronutrients, which are extremely beneficial in order to give your health a boost, in order to maximize the defense mechanism of your immune system, and just to make sure that every bodily process has been fueled with the proper building blocks. Vitamins and minerals are so important for that, so definitely make sure to incorporate a lot of fruits, veggies, animal-based protein, starchy tubers such as potatoes, and make sure to focus on quality fats such as olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, olives. This isn't rocket science. This is just proper knowledge. And like I said, it's not that these foods are magical in terms of weight loss, but they allow you to eat more because they contain fewer calories on a per 100 gram basis. Whereas if you would eat chocolate, chocolate in itself doesn't make you fat, but it's so easy to overeat in quantity on chocolate, and that is what creates a calorie surplus. And if you do that on a regular basis, and obesity is simply the result of eating too many calories on a regular basis, then you end up with fat gain, with carrying fat tissue on your body that you do not want to carry. But that being said, if you eat about 80% of your calories from healthy food, you can save up about 20% of your calories, your daily calories, for a treat to satisfy your sweet tooth. Me personally, I'm a sucker for ice cream, for chocolate, and for waffles. Those are my three foods that I absolutely love and I could devour all day. But I focus on eating a lot of healthy food because I know it does my body good, and you can make amazing dishes with healthy foods as well. Um, it doesn't have to be boring. You can eat chipotle, you can eat or chipotle based dishes that you prepare yourself. You can eat fajitas, you can eat simply proper steak with potatoes and eggs. Those are all delicious foods. You can create amazing pasta sauces based on tomatoes, peppers, giving it the right kinds of spices. And then at the end of your day, the 20% of calories that you've saved up can be used to go to a treat. For example, one or two waffles, chocolates, two Magnum ice creams, depending on what your calorie target is. For example, I currently eat about 2,800 calories per day to maintain my weight. Of course, it happens that I go overboard. It happens to everybody. I'm a human. But 90% of the times, I stick to that calorie goal. And what I do on a daily basis, I fast until noon. I eat one or two nutritious meals, with the first one being smaller and containing more fruits and eggs most of the time. Then I eat a big ass meal at night containing a lot of meats, potatoes, veggies. And at the end of my day, I've saved up some calories and I can, for example, eat one or two waffles. I can eat one or two Magnum ice creams. I can eat a chocolate popcorn. I've covered my nutritional requirements, my vitamin and mineral intake, through eating healthy foods in my first two meals, and then at the end of the day, I reward myself with a little dessert. And that allows me to be flexible. It allows me to be free in a sense. And that sense of freedom allows me to stick to my goals on a consistent basis and allows me to stay in great shape. And that is exactly how Hollywood actors do it. They know that their physique is the result of calories in versus calories out with a couple of details such as protein intake. And that is simply how these guys stay in amazing shape without suffering, without depriving themselves of tasty food. That is the secret. Nothing extreme. People are animals as well, and we don't dwell in captivity, even if that captivity is simply in your head. So, adopting a flexible dieting approach is what matters and is what will give you the success in the long term when it comes to your food intake. Now, when it comes to training, same thing. Focus on compound movements and apply progressive overload on them. That will be the result of training with the right amount of volume, intensity, and frequency. And over time, after being consistent, you will experience strength gains in terms of being able to lift more weight or being able to lift more reps with the same weight, because your muscles have gotten bigger. And muscle growth is primarily the result of getting stronger on compound exercises. Those will give you the most bang for your buck. Those can be put into a full body workout program with as simple as 3 exercises per training even. And if you do that 2 to 3 times per week, you don't have to be gym bound. You have flexibility in your training, since a full body workout allows you to train each muscle group of your body per session, which allows for a proper frequency. And if something happens, or you have social gatherings, something happens with work, you can move up your training one day beforehand, or you can push it backwards a day. It allows you to be free and to be flexible. Whereas on a split routine, they do work, but if you happen to miss a day, you've missed half the volume of the training you need per week, and that's why things get complicated. So melt these 2 factors together. If it fits your calories, a flexible dieting approach plus a full body workout routine that allows you to focus on the big compound movements where you train your whole body in one session, that allows for an effective strategy in order to get your physique goals, in order to attain the body you've always dreamed of, plus it allows you to be free and flexible. And those 2 things together is ultimately what will get you results and will allow you to maintain them in the long term. I hope you've gotten value out of this video, and in the description down below I will give you the link to an article giving you more detail about what I've just talked about, if you are interested in that. But this is the secret formula that celebrities use and that you can use to your advantage to stay in amazing shape for the rest of your life. Guys, take care.